Hi Skin Sisters, my name is Alex Shae and welcome to Your Big Skin Sis. Welcome to episode 1 where I'm just going to kind of go over my career in the lovely skincare industry and we'll just kind of go from there. So literally, actually I guess technically a little over 10 years ago for being specific, October of 2014, I enrolled and started in aesthetic school. Now, I don't know if anybody's familiar with the field, and we're going to be getting into all of this more in detail in further episodes, but school is based off of hours, based off of the state you're in. So I'm in Pennsylvania, and our law is 300 hours. So in Pennsylvania, 300 hours is standard, like legally, schooling wise, so accredited hours for your aesthetic license. So I started school in October of 2014, wild, and I finished school in February of 2015, so literally exactly 10 years ago. Crazy. I can't even fathom. Again, if you are new or in the industry or are familiar with it, you do know that we have to take a test through the state to then get our license. So, knowing myself, I did not wait too long to schedule my test because yes, I wanted time to study, which we'll get into, but I also didn't want to wait too long because I know I never would do it. So I think I scheduled my test for, I can't remember when I exactly finished school, but I scheduled my test for, I think, like the first week in March. So literally, it's the first week of March now, so literally 10 years ago, I took my test and passed on the first try, which I'm not a good test taker. So thank you. Thank you. Over the last, I don't even know, 5+ years, I mean, I definitely noticed, I'm sure a lot of other people have noticed too, that the beauty and skincare and aesthetic industry has quite frankly boomed, which is great, but it's becoming a little overwhelming. So this is what this whole series is going to be about, is just talking about the nitty-gritty and behind the scenes of the entire career, because over the last, I don't even know, year or so, I've been in a bunch of esthetician forums on Facebook and groups and all types of things on Instagram too. And it's scary. It's scary hearing other estheticians talk about the industry and hearing other people talk about it. So me, your esthie big sis, is here to help you navigate the industry because it is crazy. So how did I get into it? So I guess right out of high school, I was very confused. Didn't necessarily want to go to college, but I felt like it was the right thing to do. So I started community college, and that was not for me. Not for me. We can get back into that eventually because I did eventually go back and finish. So in 2014, I graduated high school in 2012, but that's besides the point. So I realized I had to figure something else out because I realized the college was not the route for me. So, like a lot of people, YouTube started booming. I'm going to say 2012, 2013, maybe. The beauty community blew up. And I'm sure everybody knows now, like Jaclyn Hill, Laura Lee, Manny, Aspen, Claudia, like I'm sure everybody knows now where they came from. But I found them and have been following them since they started, which is crazy. which is crazy, but that's originally how I got into it. So I started liking the makeup part first because when you become an esthetician, makeup is part of the career. You can essentially be a makeup artist from being an esthetician. So that's why I wanted to do it. That's what originally got me like into it. But again, the industry is crazy. So actual school experience. I feel as though school teaches you enough to pass the boards. I said what I said. I feel like they teach you the very basics. Very basics. Like literally you just glide on by. I'm pretty sure the first day was just mostly book work. Like we sat in the classroom and my teacher just talked to us. I think if I remember this correctly. The second day, we immediately jumped into hands-on. So we immediately started doing facials on everyone, like each other, which seems all fine and dandy. But when we start to get to like chemical peels, and we're doing chemical peels on our skin every single day, if you don't know, now you do, that is not good. By like the third day, that girl put it on my skin and I'm like, you need to take it off. You need to take it off because if you've gotten a chemical before, you know that shit burns. That shit burns. So yeah, by the third day I was like, yeah, we're done. Obviously that wasn't until like later in the school experience, but yeah, we pretty much jumped into that right away. And like I said, everything is based off of hours. So this is actually kind of cool. When we had to come into school, we had our school ID. We had to type in our school ID and then it actually scanned our fingerprints. So that's how we were actually clocking our actual hours. So it clocked in actual hours by your fingerprint. They don't mess around. At least that school did. And again, based off of hours, Pennsylvania is 300 hours, but the school that I went to, their minimum to graduate was 450. So just in that school, I had to take an extra 150 hours worth of schooling, which I don't think is bad. If I'm going to be honest, they probably just wanted more money. And I guess the longer the school is, obviously the more expensive it is. But I also think that's partly because depending on price, some schools will offer financial aid. So I'm sure that's probably why too. But yeah, 450 hours. So it took me from October of 2014 to February of 2015. And we did have like a little bit of a break for like holidays and stuff. I really don't even think it was like a full week or anything. I think it was just like a day or two or something like that. Maybe a couple days. I don't remember. For Pennsylvania, that's really not too bad. 450 hours is really not too bad. So we'll get into all of this in other episodes. But that was my schooling experience. It really wasn't, I'm not a school person per se. I hate sitting in a classroom. I'm a hands-on learner, hence why I'm doing this. I like moving. I like doing things with my hands. I like seeing things. Also why regular school did not work out for me. You cannot find me sitting in a classroom. I'm not going to say ever again because never say never. But definitely not my learning environment. So that was school. School. You learn the basics. You get what you get done. You leave. Like I said, it was only like a few months. That was pretty much it. Back to March of 2015. I go in, take my state board test, and I don't know if this is a good way to tell people how to take their test, but my group of friends and I, we sat down and our teacher told us how many questions were going to be on the test. And we did the math. So we knew how many we can get wrong to still pass. So when I walked in, we had to put everything into a locker, phone, bag, literally wallet, anything that was in our pockets. We literally could not take anything because this is the state boards. Like, we're walking into like the Pennsylvania state building or whatever to take this test. So I wasn't allowed to take nothing in. They give us a pencil, or this is how it was 10 years ago. They gave us a pencil and a piece of paper for like notes or whatever. I used that pencil and paper to mark how many I knew I was getting wrong. So as I'm taking the test, and I don't know if this is everywhere, but we were told that there was also going to be like cosmetology questions on there, as in like regarding actual like hair. We were taught how to remove the hair. We weren't taught anything much besides that. Not color, not cut, chemicals. We weren't really taught anything like that. So when we found that out, yeah, we're gonna need to keep track of how many we're getting right and wrong. So that's what I did. I took my test and I sat there, and all the ones that I knew I got wrong, I marked. And any of the questions that I was like questioning, like, did I get it right or did I get it wrong, I would mark as wrong, just in case. So whatever, I can't even tell you how long I was actually there for, if I'm being honest. It was so long ago. So I finished the test, walk out, and the receptionist was like, hold on a second, you get your results right away. Okay. I didn't know that. So the printer prints out a paper. She hands it to me, and it says pass. Your girl passed. Thank God I'm an awful test taker. And if I'm going to be 1,000% honest, I don't really think I really studied that much, if I'm being honest. There really wasn't any like studying guides or anything like there are now. Like, I've seen them go around and there's study guides and whatnot. Yeah, there wasn't. So I just did the damn thing, and like, seriously, I'm so happy I passed on the first time, because I was not about to do that 100 times. And obviously, maybe it's not so obvious, you have to pay. Like, I don't even remember how much it was. $200 some maybe? I don't even remember. You have to pay like $200 some or whatever the price is to actually take your tests every time. So no way I'm going to take that more than once. So thank God I passed. I passed my test. Thank God. I get in the car. I call my grandmother. Obviously, love that lady. R.I.P. R.I.P. Call my mom. So excited that I graduated. And then, you know, the next thing, like any normal graduate, new grad, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it, you start looking for a job. And again, the aesthetic industry was very, very different. Very different. 10 years ago, there was not a lot of places that were doing facials. Not a lot at all. I think genuinely, I think there was literally only franchises. And what I mean by that is, like, actually, I don't even think we had a European Wax Center at this time. European Wax Center is a franchise. I don't even think we had those at the time. I could be wrong. I really have no idea, because I never worked at a European Wax Center. But I don't think we had any at the time, or at least, again, not in my area. I'll say that. Not in my area. So I started looking for jobs. I applied at Hand and Stone, and I applied at Massage Envy. I don't believe I heard back from Hand and Stone. That's all right. That's all right. I did end up hearing back from Massage Envy, so I interviewed with them. And our school did a graduation, if you will. Like, we didn't get like graduation gowns and like caps and stuff. Like, that's kind of wild. We were all debating on whether we wanted to do it or not, whether we wanted to go, because it wasn't mandatory. We didn't have to do it, but like, I was 19 at the time. No, 20. 20. I think I literally just turned 20 before I started school. My birthday's in September and we started school in October. So I think I literally just turned 20. So I was a baby. I was a baby. So we went to the graduation, as normal graduations do. They have like freaking 30 people talk for God knows why. One of the speakers at my graduation, funny enough, was my boss now. We'll get into that in a second. And she opened her business, her and her business partner, because there's two of them, opened their business June of 2014. So by March of 2015, they were babies. That was a baby company. That was a baby business, which we love. We love, and I fully supported. But my now boss, who started this baby company, and again, probably the only non-franchise, like, aesthetic company around my area. Like, there was nothing else. And you know what? I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I like that girl. I like that girl. So what do? I run home. You know, I'm applying to all these other jobs, like Massage Envy, Hand and Stone. I reach out to that girl. I don't think she's going to remember. I don't even think I've asked her recently, but you best believe I Google the company, find their Instagram, email, be like, hey, I'm a new grad. I need a job. And she's like, relax. She did email me back. And I'll have to see if I can find the email. That'd be funny. But she did email me back saying that they're still a baby company, obviously, and they weren't taking any new employees because they were still building up their own clientele, which, well, again, we'll talk about building clientele in another episode. But I'm like, you know what? I get it. More power to ya. So, you know, I go on my merry way. I ended up getting a job with Massage Envy. Again, there was not a lot of places in our area. Do I want to throw out where I'm from? This is the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania. So if you want to know, essentially bumblefuck, but like city bumblefuck of Pennsylvania. That makes no sense, but whatever. So I had to drive like 30 minutes to get to my job every day. Can't even remember how many days I was working. It was not full time. I want to say like 3 or 4 days maybe, I think she put me on. My manager was great. She was not in the field. She was just some manager they hired to run the franchise, or to run the, I guess the franchise, to run the location. She was great. And again, 10 years ago, the industry was very different. So, we had 4 facials. I don't know what brands they use now. Then we used Murad, which is okay. I will say now, probably not my favorite brand, but whatever. So we used Murad. We had 4 facials. 4 for everyone. So again, if you know the industry, that's a little. And the other thing that I've realized with franchises, which these are all gonna be further up, like more episodes, so we're gonna like get into this a little bit more. But franchises, which I understand, when you work at a franchise, because it's essentially a chain, they want you to walk into a location in Florida and they want you to walk into a location in Wisconsin and essentially get the same thing because it's essentially the same name. So they want you to walk into a Hand and Stone in Florida, get this facial, and it pretty much be the same thing if you walked into a Hand and Stone in Wisconsin and got the same thing. Again, which I understand, but if you know the industry, that only works so much. Some people need different things. Sometimes you need to switch it up. Some people can't handle the entire, again, we're going to get into this in further episodes, but yeah, so Massage Envy only did like 4 facials. No waxing, no tinting, no nothing. Dermaplaning was not even a thing. Yeah, we did 4 facials and that was it. So I think I was there for about, I want to say 10 months maybe. I think I started in like April of 2015 and I left, okay, so 11 months. So I think I left March of 2016. I found a salon that was like a full service. So essentially did facials, waxing, tintings, like, you know, like the lash tinting, the eyebrow tinting, makeup, which I was very, very big into, really wanted to do that. So I went there. I was there for like 3 years, from March of 2016 to June of 2019. This is crazy. Just saying these years out loud. And that's crazy. That's crazy because 2019 was a year. It was a year. But yeah, 2019. So I was there for 3 years. I really got into the makeup, I want to say. Not that I didn't care for facials or anything else, but I just really liked makeup. Really liked doing prom makeup. Really liked doing bridal. I would freelance a little bit here and there. Did a couple trade shows. Eye mats. Can we just have a moment? Well, can we just have a moment of silence for eye mats? Okay. I think eye mats is still a thing. I could be wrong, but I have no idea. Started going to eye mats because, hello, unfortunately not when all the beauty gurus were going, because that was even earlier. But I started going in like 2016, 17. I don't even know. I can find out. But was spending hundreds of dollars there. It was amazing. I had such a good time. So I really got into the makeup aspect side of, or the makeup side of the business for quite some time. I think in 2018, 18 was it? We're going to say 18. That is when I went back to school to get my marketing degree. So remember we talked about that. I did go to just my local community college just to try it out for a couple of years. And I walked out with half a degree. So in 2018, I'm like, I'm going to go back and get the rest. Right now, I'm going to say it was kind of stupid. Will I think that forever? I don't know. But in this exact moment, we're going to say it's stupid. But it's fine. It's fine. We did it. We did it through a very, very, very not good time. My life was crumbling. Was still working full time during this time as well. So when I tell you I was stressed, we were stressed, but we were still working as a full esthetician. We were still putting eyeshadows on with tears running down my face, but it's fine. It was a very stressful time, but we were an esthetician that whole time. So, after that, like I said, I was at the salon where I was doing all of that from, what did I just say? March of 2016 to June of 2019. So I left the salon in June of 2019 because I got my degree and I'm like, I should probably get some more business experience. So I did. I left the salon in 2019 and got a job in, my degree was in marketing. I guess this, I mean, I feel like this is a normal new grad thing, is that you usually just take the first job. Sorry, my dog is back there. If you can't see him, he's sleeping. But you usually take the first job. Maybe not everybody. Maybe this is just a me thing, but I took the job that was first offered to me. Didn't really look around too much. Got a job, found it, said yes, started working in human resources. Now that has nothing to do with, I'm not gonna say it has nothing to do with marketing, but like not the same. So was doing that for 2 years. I was still freelancing on the side, not for too many people, but I was freelancing for like just friends. I think maybe like a little bit of family and stuff, but still freelancing, doing makeup on the side, while being a human resource administrator. After 2 years, I'm like, this is not for me. It was, I'm gonna make The Office reference. If you know The Office, Toby, Toby is human resources and everybody hates Toby. That's how I felt. So we had to leave. And what do you know? Right when I was about to leave, I'm scrolling the interwebs looking for a new job. And not that I didn't like the esthetician industry, but again, we're going to get into the whole nitty-gritty of it. It's a cutthroat. The industry is not for the weak. This industry is not for the weak. So again, in this area, at this point, there's been a few more places opening, like more like private, like independently owned places opening. But the only place that I said I would go back to being an esthetician was, we're going to scroll back. Remember when I said, my now boss spoke at my graduation? They were hiring for estheticians, multiple of them actually too. So I applied and I actually got a quick response. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, we got a quick response, or I got a quick response. I think she contacted me the next day. I actually think it was the next day. I think she messaged me the next day, or you know what? Maybe it was our old manager. I don't know. Regardless. I got a response the next day. I think I interviewed for this job in September of 2021. Yes. No. Yes? Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, this year will be 4 years. Wild. So, okay, so I interviewed there in September of 2021. We had a sit-down interview. I had a sit-down interview with both my bosses. Hey guys. And then they brought me in for a hands-on, because again, we do facials. We be touching people. Kind of need to know how that feels. And I feel like that's how a lot of jobs in this industry is. You're probably going to have to do a facial or some type of service on somebody to interview. And I did. And I think maybe, actually, no. You know what's so funny? Is they're like, okay, we'll let you know. Like, we still have a bunch of people to interview. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it's going to be a couple days. Later that day, I was not working at this time, by the way. That's another long story. But I was not working at this point. I was just sitting at home. I went home. I think I took a little nap. Cat woke me up from my nap. And that same day, she woke me up from my nap and was like, "You got the job." I'm like, "Oh my God. Thank you." But we still didn't start for like another month. So that was in September of 2021. I didn't start working there until October of 2021. And we are still there, baby. We are still there. So that's what I'm doing. We're a full service, I will say a full service, leaning holistic-y spa. Like a day spa. So we do all of it. We do facials. Oh my God, I can't even know. I don't even know. We do facials of sorts, dermaplaning, microdermabrasion, microcurrent, chemical peels, regular facials. We do it all. Waxing, brow and lash tintings, laminations, liftings. We do it all. But yeah, that is what I'm still doing now. I love it. Again, the industry has definitely evolved over these last 10 years. It's been crazy. Nobody talks about it, which is why I'm starting this, is because nobody talks about the in and out of the business and the behind the scenes and what it's like really like, because I feel like everybody comes in for a facial or to get their eyebrows waxed, and you come in and we either yap the whole time, or you come in and you hear the relaxing music and you pass out, you take a little nap, which is amazing. That's literally what we want. Like, please yap our ear off, or like go take a nap, please. Like, this is what we want. But behind the scenes, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't think anybody actually understands that. So that's going to be our probably next episode, is what I wish I knew before becoming an esthetician. I think we're going to be starting this. I already have some ideas for the next few episodes moving forward. So yeah, if you have anything, if you have any recommendations, anything you'd like to know, like I said, I'm pretty sure the next episode is going to be what I wish I knew before becoming an esthetician. So maybe down the line I'll keep it a little bit more secret until, whatever. But I'm actually really excited for that one, because we're going to get in there. We're not beating around the bush, okay? Because if you know, if you get it. Because we wax Brazilians. A bush. Get it? Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I have for today. So I don't know if this is going to be like a mini episode. I actually have no idea how long this is going to be, but so this might be a mini episode. So the next one might be a little bit longer, and I might even post 2 in 1 week. We'll see. But bye, everyone. Like I said, my name is Alex Shae, and welcome to Your Big Skin Sis. Bye, guys.